Hey, what's up, y'all? We found another similarity. Yep, we found another similarity while sifting through these Mars images, y'all. So, in the description of this video, there is a couple of links. Okay, let me turn this down. There's a couple of links. And it's I love it when I run across similarities like this. So you guys may be familiar with this one on the right. We've talked about this image before. This is Soul 2658, right? Remember, this is the one where we found our little friends over here. Remember that? Found our little friends. Almost looks like it's holding like an axe, right? We found 3 little friends over here. So, of course, because we have paid so much attention to this particular image, right? We found all sorts of interesting things in here. Even, get back here, even a couple little furry friends, right? We got this little guy here. I don't know if it's furry, but it's almost, I know it's hard maybe for your eyes to like understand what you're seeing, but this particular image, this is 2658. Remember, we even traced this out. Remember our little friend with the 3-eyed little, almost looks like kind of like a dog, right? But who knows, right? But right here, this little guy. And the reason, the thing that got my attention with this little guy especially was right here on, I guess if it was something human-like, it would be the chest arm area. There's like a pattern right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a triangle. It's almost got like some checkers on it, almost like a checkered pattern. But more importantly, the face part, if this is a face on Mars, right? The crinkle here, the way that it's shaped, and then boom, we have Soul 3403. Very similar. Very similar. Not only did we have this little guy, but he has like a little friend to the side of him. Almost looks like a deformed Daffy Duck. Hey, Leandra. Almost like a deformed Daffy Duck or something, right? But similar nonetheless. Similar nonetheless. And I mean, this little guy here in the left photo in Soul 3403 is sticking out like a sore thumb. Hey, the nut bush, how you doing? Sticking out like a sore thumb. But yeah, I love it when that happens. I mean, we even traced this little guy out. God only knows what it really is, right? God only knows what it really is. I mean, we were sitting here just recently talking about tall whites at Nellis Air Force Base back in the 60s, in the late 60s. We're talking somebody who, a weatherman, a science. I mean, I guess it depends on which way you go with meteorology, right? As far as whether you become more of a scientist. But anyway, there's always people at Air Force bases or different military bases across the world. It's a safe and secure place, especially for people to put in like weather instruments, right? They know it'll be good. It'll be guarded. I mean, that equipment can be quite expensive. Um, but this guy worked there for over 2 years and he had been given top secret orders. Um, and it was commonplace for him to run into what they call the tall whites. He had a lot of information about these tall whites. There's a video, guys. I've got a video on my channel. Definitely go check it out. Just search tall whites, Nellis Air Force Base. You'll find it. But yeah, I'm going to drop a link to these images in the chat. The one on the left, I haven't sent. The one on the left, like I said, Sol 3403. This is an art alien image, okay? One of the images that Joe White put together. This one here on the right, I believe Neville Thompson did this one. Yeah. If you haven't actually spent the time to go through this image, both of them really, but the one on the right, 2658, man, let me tell you, one of the most interesting images I've seen. I mean, you know how it is. We're talking, I traversed this image very slowly over a few weeks period. And even still, I go back to it and find things I didn't see before. There are some really strange things going on, okay, in these images. This is just a prime example. Let me get rid of these. There we go. Claws, feet. It's a claw. Who knows what it is, right? It's a lot going on. But just maybe, and I'm talking science fiction-y here, okay? Science fiction. What if these rocks were somewhat alive? What if? Just what if? Now, do you guys remember seeing this right here? I don't know. I don't know if I actually traced it out in a video, but I know I posted this image on my community board. I had written something in it, right? It almost looks like there's some sort of like duck looking like figure attached to the side of this AKA so-called rock. You may remember that. That also came out of this particular image, 2658. You know, so now you may be familiar with this particular image now. I mean, I'm seeing all sorts of weird stuff. Not to even mention, you guys, all the sand and fake stuff that NASA does to these photos. It isn't even just sand that they're pasting all over the place. They're actually even pasting in the skyline too. Whatever these things are on Mars, there is a geometry to them, perfect geometry, may I add. We're talking perfect geometry. Some of the shapes, even distances between objects, that sort of a thing, perfect geometry. Perfect geometry. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It looks like a person. Yeah. And what's even interesting about that is there is another image that we've talked a lot about here. I can't remember the soul number exactly. You may find it on the internet titled as fungus, where there appears to be some sort of like a drawing on the side of an object. And what's crazy about that particular photo is we're talking big boulders supposed to be rocks are there one moment and then not there the next. And, you know, if you're familiar with how these photos are taken with these rovers, sometimes the rover may sit in a spot for a few days, a few weeks, even a few months, depending on whatever it's doing, right? But in regards to NASA, again, like the geometry is so perfect. There is also some sort of growth on those rovers too, and it grows in a perfect geometric pattern. And NASA, if you look at those selfies that is taken of the rovers that NASA publishes, just look at it real close. You'll notice all sorts of photoshopping going on in those photos. I mean, they're using the geometry to their advantage, I guess is the best way I could say it. But everything is connected. It's like these objects grow, they duplicate, but when they duplicate, they're connected to the next object. Then it grows, duplicates, connects to the next object, and this just goes on and on and on and on. That's my observation. But if you even look close, not even just, I mean, it's kind of distracting to see what looks like to be a person here, right? But look right here where my mouse is. You may miss this. And they're deploying tactics just like that. Because right here, there's something clearly right here, but it looks like it's a ghost. It looks ghosted out. Remember when I was telling you guys about I don't know if you would call it a being, but there is a phenomena on Mars in these photos. This is just something I've observed. There will be times you may be looking at some of these photos real close and you see some really bright, we're talking electrified bright, like almost looks like a little ghost or something, a little Casper. You'll see two eyes, dark black, you know, the eyes are black or whatnot. And there's like the body is white, but we're talking whiter than white. It's not from the sun shining on it. I think it's just like how that energy is being manifested, right? And I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. And there's no like torso. It's just like head, legs. And you'll see like thousands of these little beings in a single spot. And because they're almost ghost-like in appearance, translucent would be another good word to use, like almost translucent in appearance. Sometimes you can't pick it up. Also, too, the geometry of some of these objects is so strange that if you're not looking at the right angle, you may not be able to pick it up. But again, it takes time looking at these images, you know, over a period of time. And I have actually, let me see if I can find that soul number. There was one more that I found last night. Let's see, what soul is that? 1450. Hold on a second. Let me show y'all something. 1450. I want the giga macro. Wait, that's 1450. MSL 100. Which one? Oh, this is okay. 1450 MR. 1450 MR raw. Here we go. Check this out. Just looking at this image last night, right? Hold on, let me get the approximate location here. Bear with me here. Gotta, you know, these images are huge, right? Just a sec here. Because all I did was I just screenshotted it. There we go. I'm trying to match up the rocks here in a sec. But I mean, damn, it's a lot of weird stuff going on, huh? Okay. No, I'm close. Did I mark it? No, I didn't mark this one. It's, I think NASA forgot to Photoshop this little guy out. Y'all give me just a sec here. I'll find it. Ah, no wonder why. Okay. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. No wonder why. I was wondering 1450 MR raw. I want raw A. Yeah. Didn't know there was an A and a B. See if we can you'll notice as you do this, like Giga Macro's search function does not work properly. There we go. Got it. Okay. Now. 1 second. Let me get my bearings. Look at all that fake sand that NASA's laying down. Look at that fake sand. That is very fake. What are y'all hiding? What y'all trying to hide? Like, really? Are we all big girls and big boys here? I think we could take it. I think the world could handle it. I really do. Y'all give me just a second here. There's a specific example I'm looking for here, because when you see this, then it'll actually be helpful. Hold on. Y'all know how. What did I mark this one? I did not. I hate it when I do that. I know it's over here. I may have to revisit this. Let's see. I know for a fact it's over here to the right. Bingo. Got him. Got it. Okay. Right here. Now let me mark this sucker so I can find it again. Right there. Looks like there's something sticking out from the rock with a weird shaped head, 2 eyes, but it's attached to the rock. And look here too, the bottom. Now I can't zoom in anymore on this one. But if you look right here, it almost look like there's it looks very familiar to the little guy that we captured with the, that looked like he was holding like an axe. The way the head looks, face crooked, mustache crooked. It looks like a mustache. God only knows if it really is a mustache. I can only talk about it in terms I can relate here on Earth. Okay. But it's so easy, the way the geometry is when you're actually looking at these images, for something to be up but yet flat like that. It's not like 3D on Earth. It just doesn't work like that. You will find all sorts of things like that. Now, of course, this is a different planet. Okay. You know what's really interesting, though? What's really, really interesting as you kind of look at all this fake sand. NASA tells on themselves. when they do that. They're so busy trying to hide what's in the photo that it actually will tell you where to look in the photo for the times that they will miss things. Now, the other thing too is go back and look at previous images, especially ones that were done, 10 plus years ago, right? Photoshop, number one, wasn't what it is now. Capabilities in Photoshop are not the same they were 10 years ago, right? And also too, the scientists at NASA or whatever, they needed time to discover so that they know what to hide. Meaning there are things that they missed. But yeah, we can very clearly see this fake. It almost looks like a windy sand, huh? Look at this horrible Photoshop job, man. Let me tell you. And some of those selfies that they do, okay? Horrible, horrible Photoshop jobs. Absolutely horrible. But yeah. And we're talking things don't line up, all sorts of weird stuff. But again, there is something, I call it Mars ivy because it's the only way I can really relate it. Because if you know of an ivy plant, you know how fast they can grow, how quick they can grow. It's somewhat like similar the way, I mean, it all grows in this same geometric pattern every time. It's odd. And if you're not really into this, you may not know what I'm even talking about. So yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and try to keep explaining it. But that's pretty interesting. It almost looks like there's something looking at the rover, but its head is smushed. There's no, there's no definition. There's no like, it's just odd. Super odd. But anyway, back to this. Right there. It almost looks like, this little guy right here, right? But even right here, it's kind of similar to this little guy, his little friend that is to his right. But yeah, if you look like in the arm chest area right here, look at that triangular checkered pattern right there. Anyway, y'all, I'm taking my audio out. I'll holler at y'all.